Alright, so we have an L5 error, and my colleague has already been here and tested the compressor, and that's all good, and has diagnosed the PC board to be faulty. So basically this unit was working completely fine, and then they had a storm, or a couple of storms about a month ago, and since then it's had an L5 error. So like I said, the compressor's fine, I've already tested that. It's the board that's faulty, and the replacement board, you have to get these wiring harnesses with it to plug it back in. There's 3 of them. So I had another person comment on my other video saying that he had actually 3 new Daikin units installed, and 2 of them have both come up with an L5 issue, and I think they're like pretty new. And he was just asking me like, he was like, Jesus, how common is this? And I said to him, I've only ever seen, this is the only second L5 I've ever come across, to be honest. Anyway, I said to him that, you know, it could be the compressor or the board, but in my case it was just the board. And this is the second one I've come across, and it's the board. And like I said, this one was caused by a storm. And to be honest, if he had two go at the same time, honestly sounds like it might have been like a power surge for him as well. Alright, that's it. Put the new one in. So this board is definitely different. That's why you need the wiring harnesses. So basically, when we come out here, we put our inverter checker on the board, and that is how we diagnose if it's a faulty board or not. But just to be sure, you need to measure the compressor to make sure that's not an issue either, and just do an ohms reading on the compressor. So you need to check the compressor and the board, but you're dead set. If you want to be a good service tech, you need to get an inverter checker, and you need to get a meter and a good multimeter, obviously. I went like a good 10 years without having a mega. However, in today's, like, in this day and age, I wouldn't go anywhere without a mega and an inverter checker, and even a Daikin service tool, to be honest. don't give you much room or length. That's just straight up not long enough. Let's see. Okay, so basically this is a replacement board, and when they send this out they say you need 3 wiring harnesses. So the old board used to have that there, but it doesn't anymore. So they give you a new wire that goes down to the compressor that replaces this. So that used to go to the compressor, and the top plugged into that. But now they don't have that sort of plug, so they give you a new lead. Sweet. They also give you this. I just got to try and work out what the hell that's for. But Daikin, oh my god. So basically they had this board, sorry, the replacement board and 3 wiring harnesses. The board was at one branch, 2 of the wiring harnesses were at another branch, and the 3rd wiring harness was at another branch. And they no longer just send it all out to me. It was up to me to go and travel around the world to get all these things. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. But long story short, they didn't have one of the harnesses, so we've been waiting a couple of weeks. Anyway, I just received that harness today in the mail, so I straight away rang the client and said, oh, I got it. So I've come out here and I found out today that they've actually sent out the wrong one. They sent out 2 of these long ones. So for all I know, the one that they didn't send out to me could be a new plug for that. I don't know. But this one here did go into that, but now it needs that. So I think the new one is just going to be from there to there. Now, if that's the case, I just got to confirm with them, but I could just cut that off and put my own spade bits on and plug it in, because they're legitimately charging, like, they can charge like $200 for that. I'm not joking. It's crazy. Anyway, it's an L5 issue. This was faulty. I confirmed it because I had a inverter checker. Compressor's fine. I'm here today to do that, but Daikin have stitched me up. That's annoying. Anyway, okay, so I've just cut the plug off that and put 3 spade connectors on, and that goes down to there. And I've just extended these. Now I'm going to do that properly, like put heat shrink and whatnot on it, but I just want to see if it's going to work first. So they send this out with the board. I have no idea what that's for, and yeah, I think they normally send out a plug for that, but they sent out the wrong one, so I've just had to do that. And yeah, you obviously have to extend that. Anyway, I'm going to put this up, plug them in, turn it on, test it. Even that's not long enough. That's not long enough, so I've got to extend it. Are you able to go? It might take. You might have to wait like a couple of minutes. But are you able to just go turn that on at the actual wall controller for us?
Yeah, well, can I ask us a favour? If move the van a little bit, just my wife's got to go.
Absolutely, I'll do it right now.
Yep.
Yep.
And do you want me to turn that on there?
I'll move the van and then we'll do it, mate.
Yeah, right.
One sec.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the rundown. Put this back on. So it'll come out. Alright, so that's running, that's all good. I'll take that off and put all the screws back in that electrical panel. Obviously, I just wanted to put it back on just to make sure to turn on. Because if that's open, it'll cut out on HP potentially because it's not getting enough air across the coil. But just to recap, that board was faulty. I've got a replacement board. Daikin said you need 3 different wiring harnesses. One of those wiring harnesses you definitely need, absolutely. This one. Because there's no plug. This one you don't need. But then there's some cables that straight up needed extending. So, yeah. This one was tricky because I didn't just do a straight replacement. I had to actually do some modifications to get it up and running. But in conclusion, if you ever have an L5, you've got to make sure the compressor isn't dead. But I've had this is the second time I've come across this error. And both times it's been the outdoor inverter board. My personal opinion is they could be caused by potentially, this is like not fact, but potentially they could be caused by power surges, because this one stopped working after a storm, and the other one that I had, it was a brand new unit, only like a month or not even, a couple of weeks old, and it stopped working. So I don't know why you get the L5, but it's always, most of the time it's the other board that's the problem. So I'm going to put this back together now and get out of here. Alright, that's all done. One thing I just wanted to say before I end this video is on this one, on these bigger units, the ones that have a top discharge, the outdoor fan motor runs off a separate board. So I only replaced the outdoor board, but on the smaller little splitty type units, I replaced the board and the outdoor motor. But this one you didn't need to, so all done.
I'ma need safety. Tell her I can't snake me. Ray gun off safety. My girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the 2-tone spaceship. Blow smoke screen daily, so the stress don't faze me. I'm going, I keep it factual. I'm on sabbatical. I'm out in Central America. I need a break from hysteria. Park like the one with the carousel. I get it lit in your area. I'm locked to the vision, it couldn't be clear. You couldn't pay me to care enough. I dare you to hate me supreme with the sound through the stereo. So turn it up loud when you hearing us. We live and it's good in your area. My mama proud, she